My dad worked at Xerox, and at the time, it was late 70s, and women were being hired by Xerox as one of the first companies to hire women. And he saw, oh my gosh, they were doing amazingly well. And so here I was in college. And after I graduated, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, but he inspired me that told me about these women that were doing great in sales. So I actually interviewed at Xerox. Pitney Bowes and Xerox are very similar because it's office technology. So I was going down the path with both companies, and I got the offer first from Pitney Bowes, which I jumped at because I thought I'm setting my own path versus going following my dad. But I did follow him in the bigger sense. But from a company perspective, I went to Pitney Bowes and I was very happy there, learned a lot, had many years of great selling and relationship building.
Was your dad in sales?
Yes.
So you knew what sales was. Like there are a lot of young women and men who didn't really know that sales was a career, but you were aware of it because of him.
I was aware of it, and I also knew that it was a good career, and I also knew that, some people back in the old I don't hopefully it's the old days would think that the sales was not a good thing, but my dad told me that the best salespeople were honest, hardworking. It was a profession to be proud of. I mean, that's what I grew up with. I think that women have that great knack of listening and being conversational and learning about other people and showing interest, and that helps you sell.
So were you one of a few women or
Yeah.
a woman among lots of men typically?
Yes, there was a lot of men in my office. I started in the Boston office, and there were about 70 salespeople, and there were just 2 women, I think, at that when I first started.
Wow.
And then over the years, more and more women came on board. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And so how did you deal with that? Didn't bother you at all? Were you just there to sell and
Yeah, I mean, I kept things always I was very conscious because I was 21 years old, and they were mostly men and older men. So I was very conscious of being professional. I wasn't like a flirtatious person. I just was like there to do business. And so because I felt like I didn't wanna lose respect, I just was there to sell and do a good job, and it worked out for me. I think that some of the men were extremely wonderful and helpful, and I'd say many of them were, and I think the others were just, like, not sure what to make of me. But customers, I found it was much easier. They were happy to see me, and a lot of them would tell me about their daughters. They'd
uh,
say, "Oh, I've got a daughter in high school, or I've got a daughter in college. Tell me." Like, they were so interested, and I found it easy to get appointments being a female. I learned so many things. I'd say the biggest lesson was being persistent and not getting discouraged because I saw along the way people fall off from getting discouraged, and you fall off and, you lose out. I mean, I really felt like just stick with it and put the process in place that you learn that they teach you, the selling process, and not give up. And
yeah.
then the people that seemed to be the successful ones were the ones who just didn't give up. They weren't necessarily smarter than anybody else, but they don't give up.
Wasn't there a comedian or was it Woody Allen who said half of success is just showing up
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
oh,
because you have a bad month or a bad week or even a bad quarter, do whatever you can to turn it around, to talk to your boss, to figure out a new way to keep going at it. Yeah.
so rejection didn't hurt you.
No, it didn't really hurt me. And one other thing about my way past that might have helped me in this career was that I moved a lot when I was a kid. So I was always the new girl,
Yeah.
and I was always like the new girl on the bus, the new girl at school, playground, whatever.
It's hard.
And so I was used to like having to be friendly and reach out. And if somebody else had another friend, I couldn't get upset about it because I was the new girl. Like, so I think maybe that
Well,
toughened me up a little bit or made me more resilient in some way. I had so many great opportunities. I probably had 19 different positions because I was there a long time. So I was always felt extremely competitive. Like that's one thing I learned about myself, which may be why I like sales. I like competition and I like to win. I like to be at the top of the list. And I remember in the early days, they'd have a list on the board with your name, and if
Uh-huh.
my name was on the bottom, I was not happy.
Yeah, me too. That's
I
the
was
worst.
like, "I am not gonna put up with that." So, I like that, and then as I succeeded, I wanted to always think, "What's next? So I would have conversations. I was open about, "I'm here to do well. I'm here to succeed and grow." So I started as in the area a territory rep. Then I had a field sales team where I had 8 people reporting to me that they all had territories.
Yeah.
That was eye-opening, having people report to you that were
Yes.
selling. That was amazing, and then I did national account manager where I covered companies like GE and American Express where I had them around the world. So I did sort of that whole enterprise national account thing, enterprise account, and then I also did VP of sales in one of our very high-tech divisions. So I did a lot of different things, and so it was really fortunate that I had so much opportunity.